Hello, my name is Everley Adams, and I'm in Mr. Lang's Computer Science and Software Engineering course. And for the last month or so, we've been learning some new skills and new tools that are industry standard. A few examples of these skills that we have learned is this application over here on my left. This is called a PyCharm, and this is called GitKraken. GitKraken is where we store all of our coding commits and coding branches, but over here in Python, this is where we actually write the code. So now I'm going to go over a little bit about what we have done in these past few weeks. So the first thing we did was we added a welcome screen branch. This is the one over here with the check mark on it. And I'm going to check that out. You check it out if it has a check mark next to it. And so over here, this is all of just the welcome screen code. So the first thing we did was we added an initial commit, and then we added a program and description, and then I'm going to skip a few lines, and then the first thing we did in our welcome screen was add a welcome print function, which that would have been something like this. And then I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to do a right click on that, check out this commit, and go over here, and this is it, the print welcome to Infotech Center v1.0. So the next thing we did was we added a while loop for OS booting up with ellipses. So I'm gonna again check that out. Click over here, and so this is a little more than just the welcome print functions that we did. This one is an import system, import time, the print statement that we just did, x equals 0, ellipses equals 0, and then just a little more code down here. So once we finished our code, I'm going to click back up here so y'all can see that. Once we finished this code, this isn't what it looked like in the, once we finished typing the actual code. What we did was we went to ChatGPT and we asked it, hey, can you add comments to my Python code? And so that's all what this grayish white coloring. You see that isn't the Python code. That's all the comments that ChatGPT made. And then once it added the comments, we asked ChatGPT if it could add color to my print functions. So that's up here, the green, yellow, and cyan. It prints green color, yellow color, and cyan color. Now that I've showed you my welcome screen branch, I'm gonna go up to the next thing we did, which was our weather branch. Excuse me. Double tap that, check out successful, tap over here, and instead of seeing the welcome screen code, this is our weather code. So again, the first thing we did was just like down here, we added a weather function called stable. So again, I'm gonna right click on that, and click check out this commit, just so y'all can see that. Again, it looks very similar to the welcome screen. This up here with all the stars, this is just a line of separation because at the end, our beta test step, that just adds all of the codes together. So this just separates one code from another. But print weather branch, import libraries, import random. This is just choosing a weather condition. So if it would print snowing, it would have snowing conditions down here, but I'm going to show you that in a little bit. So now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to click on this one, right click, check out this commit, and yes, see, like I was talking before, if it was snowy, weather alert equals snowy, the National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 30 minutes because of the forecast of weather alert, weather conditions. So that's just like, if it was snowing and the roads were all snowy, you need to drive slower. So it would update our alarm by 30 minutes because you need to drive slower, which takes more time than the normal route. So again, once we finished our code, we did the same thing that we did down here with our welcome screen. We went up and we finished, and what we did was we went to ChatGPT and we added it to add more, we asked ChatGPT to add more comments. And then once we did have those comments in there, we asked ChatGPT a new thing. We asked it to make my code more efficient. because sometimes we just do too much in our code that isn't necessary, and so ChatGPT just cut it down and made it work better or more efficient. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what the weather branch looks all together. Oh, again, double tap to check out successful. Go over here, and if I do an F10 on my keyboard, it's kind of above the 0, it runs it. So the NWS is calling for sunny skies. Drive carefully when you get to your destination. So that would be the sunny one up here. This is called a list, so the weather alert just picks a random choice from this list. But if I do an F10 again, maybe I'll get something different. Sunny skies again. So this one is icy. The National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 50 minutes because of the forecast of icy weather. VR system has engaged, only allowing you to drive 30 miles per hour. So again, instead of it being snowy and our alarm being updated by 30 minutes, it's icy and our alarm is updated by 50 minutes because it's more dangerous to drive in icy weather than snowy conditions, and then in snowy conditions. And we added this allowing you to only drive 30 miles per hour so you don't go too fast, so it won't be as dangerous for you driving. Okay, so one of the next things we did was we went to our beta test dev, and initially we would merge our gasoline into our beta test dev because once we finished with all of these, we merged it into our beta test dev. But unfortunately, I don't have enough time to show you each and every one, so I'm just going to show you how to merge gasoline into beta test dev. But before that, I'm going to show you our beta test dev as it is. So double click on that to check it out. You go over here, and I'm going to click this minus to move that. And you notice this one is way longer than all the others because it's all of them put together except. So you can see this is our welcome screen. That one's in there because again we merged it into that. So these are one thing. And then if I scroll down, again our line of separation. This is our weather branch that I just showed you. This is our dictionary. Then if I again, so once I merge gasoline into our beta test dev, there would be another line of separation, just like this, but instead of it being weather, down here it would be gasoline because I'm going to show you how to merge gasoline into beta test dev in just a minute. Actually, excuse me, before I do that, I'm going to show you how this runs all together. So if I do an F10, instead of it doing just my gasoline branch or just my weather branch or just my welcome screen branch, it's going to do all of these. So this takes a minute, you might just want to sit back. Welcome Infotech Center v1.0, operating system booted up, retina scanned, access granted, weather branch. The National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 30 minutes because of the weather forecast of snowy weather. VRS system has engaged on you, only allowing you to drive 55 miles per hour. So again, that probably sounds familiar because that's the exact same in our weather branch, but it's the same because we merged those two together. So I'm going to do an F10 to see if I can get another one. It's still going to take a minute or so. Welcome Infotech Center v1.0, Infotech Center system booting. So it should pop up any minute or any second now. Okay, so this is info. The National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 50 minutes because of the forecast of icy weather. VRS system has engaged on you, only allowing you to drive 30 miles per hour. So once I merge gasoline into beta test dev, it's gonna run gasoline in here too. So you're gonna see that in just a sec. So I've actually decided before I merge these two together, I'm going to show you gasoline on its own, just so you know what it looks like. So this is gasoline. This is very similar to our weather branch, but instead of it being different weather conditions, it's different gas conditions. So, for example, instead of it being like icy, your gas tank could be empty, or if it's snowy, your gas tank could be low. So really you just substituted these out and their causes and effects. So empty, low, quarter tank, half a tank, 3/4 of a tank, and full tank. And then we defined our gas station, which would be VP, Shell, Meyer, Sam's Club, Marathon, Mobile, and Speedway. And so these are just all of the code. I'm going to do an F10. My gas tank is full room, but that's a little boring. Just to show you, I'm going to do a different one. Your gas tank is extremely low. Check in GPS for the closest gas station. The closest gas station is Marathon. Again, that's one of these in the list. Your closest gas station is Marathon, which is 22.2 miles away. So I'm going to do F10 again. Your gas tank is half full, plenty. Extremely low. Warning, you're on empty, calling AAA. So yeah, that's just all of the code in my gasoline branch. Okay, so now that I've shown you all of these, I'm going to merge gasoline into beta test dev. So what you want to do over here is you want to go to our local, and we want to be very careful here. We want to check out into our beta test dev. Don't be in your gasoline main, weather, or welcome screen branch, but it is critical that you are in your beta test dev. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a right click on gasoline, and please, 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 this is so important, please read with a purpose and make sure it says merge gasoline into beta test dev instead of merge beta test dev into gasoline. So yes, this one looks right, merge gasoline into beta test dev. So I'm going to do that, and just a little warning, it is going to give me a conflict. So this again, the file conflict was found when attempting to merge beta test dev into weather. Okay, with this conflict, I need to go into PyCharm, and I need to update a couple of things. So I'm going to scroll to the top. I'm just going to point out a couple of things. Our head, that wasn't there before. And then these equal signs weren't there before. And these gasoline things weren't here before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these. And then delete the space. Then I'm going to go down to these equal signs. I'm going to delete those. Make sure you only delete those and not you accidentally delete the code. So delete this gasoline. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for anything that looks out of the ordinary, because sometimes merging just rearranges a couple of things. So this is my weather. This is my welcome screen. Yes, everything looks okay. This is my weather branch. And then this is my gasoline branch. Does everything look okay? Yeah, that looks okay to me. Okay, so just to double check, I'm going to do an F10. Just in case there's like any conflict. Welcome Infotech Center V1.0. Infotech Center booting up. This is gonna, as you know, this is gonna take a little bit. Infotech Center. Okay, so operating system booted up, retina scanned, access granted. Weather branch, National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 15 minutes because of the forecast of raining weather. VRS system has been engaged, only allowing you to drive 65 miles per hour. VRS system has further engaged, only allowing you to drive 45 miles per hour. Your gas tank is extremely low. Check in GPS for the closest gas station. The closest gas station is Shell, which is 10.0 miles away. Okay, so yes, that looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I may need to move this a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do Control A to pop this up, and I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to mark all of this off because I changed all of these problems, and I'm going to hit commit and merge. And then yes, it should merge as planned. Now, this practice one up here for my vlog, this is not connected to the internet, so I wouldn't push it because it wouldn't work, but you people probably are connected to the internet, so it is very important. each time you do a commit or you do a branch, please push it to the internet just so you have a backup in case anything goes wrong. But that isn't just for a merge. See, I pushed my gasoline branch, that's why it has this local thing and this GitHub logo, and I will show you my GitHub in just a second. But my main also has both of those logos. My beta test doesn't because I'm not on the internet right now. My weather does, and my welcome screen does. Okay, so now that I fixed everything in my beta test dev, now just how like I merged gasoline into beta test dev, I'm gonna merge beta test dev into our main, so these commits and all these updates can go out into the system to be ran. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out into my main branch, and again, please be very, very careful, read with a purpose, merge beta test dev into main, and there shouldn't be a merge conflict if I did it right, which I think I did. Merge beta test dev into main. Yes, see again, there is no conflict because I have resolved all those conflicts when I went into PyCharm and edited those out. Okay, so now that I've merged in and everything looks good, I'm just gonna double check into PyCharm if I can get this out of the way. So yes, I am in my main. Can I move this any farther over? Yes, I can, just so you can see it. Let's do an F10. Everything should work correctly, because up here, if you don't know which branch you're in your main, because it says it up here. But welcome Infotech Center v1.0. Infotech Center is system booting. Should take a couple of seconds. Retina scan, access granted. I'm in my weather branch. Everything looks good. National Weather Service has updated our alarm by 15 minutes because of the forecast of rainy weather conditions. We're allowing you to drive 65 and 45. Your gas tank is full of room. And yes, everything looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the backup that I have, which is in GitHub. GitHub. And again, I just turned my connection back on so I could access the internet. But this is just like PyCharm or GitHub, or GitKraken. But this is just like a backup. You can see I have all of my branches right here. So I'm gonna go into here, and this is my main branch. Everything looks okay. I'm gonna go down into my beta test dev branch. It's all right here. I'm gonna go down into my gasoline branch. Yes, that looks good. And I'm gonna go to my weather branch. Everything's there. And lastly, my welcome screen. Okay, that's all, and that is how you do the Python coding. But if you have any questions or concerns, you can leave a comment, or you can watch any of my other videos on my YouTube channel. Just so if you wanted to learn more things, I have other videos about different things. So thank you for watching.